Hi Virgo, welcome to your mid-November reading. This is going to be a general spread for the mid-month of November. If you want a personal reading, I'll leave my information below. But let's get into this. Looking at these cards, there is definitely an impending change here, and I know you can feel it. I'm looking at these cards, and it feels quite intense. It feels like they're, very appropriate for kind of Scorpio season. It feels like a place of being. It feels very vulnerable. It feels like I'm talking about two things. It's either work or relationships or both. So, especially if you're coming here single, I definitely feel like there's an opportunity here opening up. Feels like there's been a lot of personal work. And I feel like work-wise as well, just to kind of go on this thread here, it feels like there has been, I don't want to say that there's an end coming, but it feels like energetically wise, I'm feeling kind of tired. I'm feeling like I'm wanting more. And I feel like that it's almost like an imbalance of what you're receiving, because I'm starting off here with this Five of Pentacles, which is a lot of an uncomfortable energy. And right in the middle is the Four of Swords and Hangman. So it's kind of waiting in suspension, thinking about what the next step is. It's also in this position, it's interesting. The Four of Swords is crossed. So this is telling me what you need to work on. It's saying don't kind of just push through it, ignore it. That's kind of like the 3D approach to how we manifest. In actuality, the faster way is to imagine what it feels like in the fifth dimension, that heart dimension, what you want to bring in, and truly manifesting. And when I say this, it's not just imagining and writing down what you want to experience next. This is about even feeling the emotion, visualization, it feels like really deep subconscious work. So I would even implore you to do maybe guided meditations on manifestation, stuff like this. I'm sure there's lots of it on YouTube. But I'm seeing this beautiful change coming in here, because in the position of what you need to know is the Wheel of Fortune here. And again, it's talking about building something up, whether it's in the context of two people, because I'm definitely seeing that potential here with the Ace of Cups, but really the underlying energy is abundance and what that means to you. It's almost like the message I'm getting is there's an apprenticeship, and that phase is kind of ending, and it's almost like the mother bird pushing her bird out of the nest, and it's time to fly. And I'm getting that with your angel cards. I always pull these to kind of let me know the weather of the reading. And you're getting Destiny and Heart Song as the first card. Divine intervention, inspiration. These are cards of creativity in my feeling when I'm tapping into this. Tapping into that heart space. What do you want to bring about? Divine intervention. This to me is saying you have help all around. Absolutely. If you feel tired, it feels like there's a lot going on under the surface, particularly at nighttime, I'm getting, when you're sleeping. So take that into account if you're feeling a little bit stuck and a little bit tired, and it almost doesn't even make sense. It feels like you're getting ready to go on a new journey. In the position of your power, I'm seeing a lot of people seeing you, wanting your attention. It feels like almost distractions. So whether it's distractions at work or with family, I know life can kind of bog you down. It feels like we're breaking through some of these barriers. It feels like vibrationally, where you're getting to align to the next step, but it's like these dense forces kind of want you to stay back down. And I feel like there's an awareness to this, and seeing I don't actually align with this. Actually, in some of you, I even feel like might be being taken advantage of, whether it's a boss or in a relationship. I'm actually not specifically feeling relationship. I'm feeling more so work-wise. Being very aware of that. It's not saying you have to make an immediate change, but with Scorpio season, I feel like it feels like karmic debts to be paid, where I feel like by almost taking from you, you're given on the other end, this feels like energy to go in a new direction. It's coming in through inspiration, it's coming in through divine intervention, and it's coming in the form of something new here. There's a new opportunity, and it's tied to the Wheel of Fortune. This is a blessing on the other side, and I think, it's nice to kind of step out of that duality and seeing things as right or wrong, black or white, and seeing everything for the purpose that it had in your soul's evolution. Because especially here with this Two of Wands here, it's saying look forward optimistically. This is fire, which I'm feeling is needed in your life a little bit right now, which is that inspiration, that get up and go. Again, listen to your intuition. If you're feeling tired, rest. I really feel more meditation into your life. You know how the saying goes, if you don't have time to meditate for 20 minutes a day, meditate for an hour. That's kind of what I'm feeling here. And I actually just came out of a meditation before this reading. And it reminded me, it was a strong reminder to set my intentions in my day. And it specifically told me at the beginning of my day to start this practice more regimented. I already have a practice, but it felt like it was very important right now. And I feel like it's no coincidence it came right before I did this reading for you guys. So that's coming up here. There's definitely this new beginning. I want to see what this Ace of Cups is, because it's talking about financially. There's somebody here, I feel like, willing to help you. Whether it's interesting, it could come in any way. So I'd be open to all opportunities. I think there's a skill set that you have that you're going to expand upon, but it feels like if you meet somebody, even if you meet like a love interest, I feel like through somebody else even experience, there's that fire that comes in under that, and it initiates the change. It's definitely a time to believe in yourself. I feel like the end of the year is a beautiful time to close out cycles. We have eclipses coming in here, and it's a time to, I feel like, draw in something major. End of a cycle. I'm feeling at the end of November here. Not quite the end of the year, but I feel like there's something here starting and it trails to the end of the year. So whether it's inspiration that kind of gets the ball moving, or meeting somebody that gets, a chain of events to start to occur, there's something here, and the outcome is the moon. This is about, I'm looking at this, I'm seeing a path kind of lit by the moon, which is in darkness. And it's coming up, this little scorpion guy, he's coming up from the water. This is something emerging from the deep depths of your soul. And it feels like it takes a lot of navigating through the murkiness. And murkiness, I'm feeling like those forces kind of that are holding you back, that have kind of latched in somewhere along this lifetime or last lifetime, or, I think they're all kind of happening at the same time in my, understanding. It's kind of moving, transcending past these, and it feels like taking a risk. It truly does. It feels like no risk, no reward. When it comes to kind of revolutionary movements in your life. I know that's kind of a big reading, but your current energy is the Knight of Wands. It's kind of like back and forth. It's not tied down to anything. And that kind of leads me into the Starseed Oracle that I pulled for you, which was Earthed, which is the need to kind of get centered. So the Knight of Wands is a lot of, like, I feel like wanting to change, but it's not committing to it quite yet. And there's that need to get centered. The Queen of Wands is in your position of your higher self, your subconscious, and she's all about action. She knows exactly what she wants. She goes after it. She follows her gut intuition. She follows what feels like sunshine. Again, very intuitive card, which I just mentioned, but it feels like blessings coming in, and it requires the eyes to see it. Because it's not just given to you on a silver platter. It feels like, it's so interesting. It feels like a lot of the work, a lot of the way that this comes about is the internal work that you do. So it's kind of like we're entering this new world where instead of working really hard, which obviously is helpful, but instead of having a goal and working really, really, really hard to get there, there's an easier way. And it feels like, again, I'm going back to that visualization, letting money come to you easily, because I'm seeing this transition from, poverty consciousness. It's this energy of not feeling like I have enough, not feeling abundant, or maybe feeling alone, and kind of tapping into, I would even do like a cord cutting if there's any attachments to you. I know I'm sounding a little bit out there, but I truly feel that there are lots of invisible things that a lot of people don't understand that are very real. That's not like a warning. It just is. Like, for example, now fear, that's raging around the world. And so it's very important to keep that center. In the center, one of my favorite books is the Tao Te Ching, which is all about the way, and it's depending on which interpretation you read, they call it staying in the center. And this is a daily practice. It's not just some thing far away in the distance that you all of a sudden, achieve. It can be achieved now by staying in the present, by staying in the center, which is the heart. So let me read the Starseed Oracle that came out. It says, the challenge for all souls having a human experience is to be in the world but not of it, to realize they are souls having a human experience and to be fully conscious of it, to have their soul fully embody their body. People's personalities tend to relate to either transcendence or immanence. Those who lead towards transcendence have a longing for the heavens and the metaphysical. They yearn for a personal experience with God and to be lost in the heavens. They're envious of the angels and are more comfortable praying and hanging out in the stars than on earth. Those who tend towards immanence have attached themselves more to the earth and their body. They spend more time thinking about things in this physical world rather than connecting with the heavens on their own mystical inner worlds. Being a fully embodied soul having a human experience means finding the balance between transcendence and immanence, being in the world but not of it. Most starseeds are drawn towards transcendence. They're more comfortable with the angels and the heavens. Life on earth can be more difficult for them. If this is you, you're being reminded that you chose to be a soul in a body on earth, and you're being called to focus more of your energies in the physical world, to learn how to be human, a soul in a human body, fully present to what life on earth has to offer you. Beautiful. Even as I was reading this, I was feeling, again, it feels like within this energy of abundance, because the two things that came up to me was relationships and money. It feels like embracing these. So if you've been single for a while, even as I was reading that, I was feeling like the longing for like human touch, for it's even like cuddling and all of that. I mean, that's very much of the physical world, but there's very much a healing aspect that happens for us humans when we hug each other. I mean, there's science behind it, right? I mean, there is this natural high that comes from this. Especially with money as well, there's a certain level of freedom money, unfortunately, it is an exchange of energy, right? So learning to find your value, learning to be in this body instead of kind of, I feel like this is very common in the spiritual world. And of course, if you're coming to this reading, you're, I'm sure of it, very aware of it. But this is saying, get grounded, get really centered. I would even work, I know I'm giving you all of this homework, only if you feel called, but again, finding that heart space and expanding it. When I'm looking at this card, I'm seeing her aura and learning how to expand it. And the thing about expanding your aura, the more you try, like the more you force it, the more it contracts. So it's about release, it's about surrender, it's about sitting in that heart space and focusing on that, living in that. And that's when your world starts to open up. So there's like this barrier happening. I feel it strongly, amongst everybody. This isn't just specific to Virgo, where we're all learning to do that. It's like despite everything. It's really like this pressure cooker, you know, kind of forming a diamond. So beautiful reading. I think I'm going to end it here, but if you want a personal reading, I will leave again my information below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It helps my channel out. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys soon. All right. Take care, Virgo.